Hey y'all, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to our small town life. Today we're going to make some homemade granola. We like to have granola on hand around here because we like to eat it in our yogurt. I know some people also like to put it in a bowl and eat it kind of like breakfast cereal with a little bit of milk. You can put it on top of ice cream for a little added crunch. It's something that we really like to have on hand, and it's time to make some more. It's really very simple, and so it's one of those things I wanted to share with you so that if it's been a little intimidating to you, you can see how simple it really is, and maybe you can give it a try as well. We're going to do a very basic recipe today, but you can add some different things to it, and we'll talk about that as we're making it. These are the few simple ingredients that you need for homemade granola. We need some old-fashioned oats, an oil. I like to use grapeseed oil. Sometimes I'll use sunflower oil. You could use canola oil. You could use olive oil. That's going to be a little bit of a stronger flavor. You could use melted coconut oil. And then a sweetener, I usually will either do raw honey or maple syrup. And then 1 egg white. Now, I have made this before without the egg white, but I prefer it with the egg white. So those are my simple ingredients. You could also add in sliced almonds or pecans, coconut, raisins, dried cranberries. You could really take this and make it into whatever flavors you want. I think today what I'm going to do is just the original recipe, and then at the end, after it's cooled off, I'm going to add in some chocolate chips. They would melt if I put them in now, so we'll wait until the end. The first thing that I'm going to put into my bowl is 1.5 cups of old-fashioned oats. 1 tablespoon of my oil, whatever oil you decide to use, and 2 tablespoons of my sweetener. So I'm using honey. I put my 1 egg white into my measuring cup. And I beat that with a fork until it was just frothy. Stir all of this together, and I have my oven preheating to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to make sure these oats are nice and coated. Now I'm going to spread this in an even layer on this parchment paper lined baking sheet. You could also add spices to this, like cinnamon and nutmeg. This time of year, cinnamon with maybe some dried cranberries, that would be really good. So I'm just spreading this onto my baking sheet. I'm going to put this in the oven at 300 degrees, and we're just going to bake it until it's really good and dry. I'll let you know exactly how long this batch ends up going when I take it out. The more you stir it while it's baking, the smaller your pieces of granola are going to be. If you like them to be big chunks, maybe only stir it once while it's baking. I'll stir mine a couple of times. And like I said, I'll let you know when I take it out exactly how long it was in the oven. Here it is after it had been in the oven for 10 minutes. I'm just stirring it around for the first time, spreading it back out into an even layer, and then I'm going to let it go for another 10 minutes. Here it is after another 10 minutes, so 20 minutes total. You can see around the edges are starting to get toasty and golden. So I'm going to stir this around, spread it back out, and from this point, I'm going to check it every 5 minutes until it's done. I let this go for 25 minutes total. I don't know if you can tell really well, but it is nice and golden brown. I'm going to sprinkle this with just a little bit of salt now. Just a sprinkle, and then I'm going to let this sit here and cool completely. This has completely cooled, and I'm going to sprinkle some chocolate chips in. Probably about a 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to put this in a quart mason jar, a wide mouth mason jar, just so it's easy to get to. You could also put it in a Ziploc bag, whatever you want to use. And there you have it, a simple, easy granola recipe that you can take and customize to make it however you like it. Dinosaur? Is the dinosaur coming to eat? Move the dinosaur. Will store for several weeks, especially if it's in an airtight container. Won't last very long around here though. If you're new to our channel, I would encourage you to subscribe and stick around and be part of our family. Maybe go check out some of our other videos. And if you're already one of us, you know what I'm going to say. I love you, I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.